Hi everyone. Sometimes when we're travelling, we just don't have a lot of time in the places that we visit. We have a camper van and we keep on the move. You know, as can happen when you're travelling long distances on the road, that sometimes things happen that you don't always plan for. And so on our trip down from Tenterfield, we ran into a little bit of drama, which we'll show you later on.
So come with us in this video as we check out in 24 hours that we are here, some of the amazing sights of this lovely town of Tamworth.
To Tamworth, the heart of Australia's country music. You know, the Americans might have Nashville, but we have Tamworth. So come with us this afternoon as we go and check out some of the country music memorabilia that they have here at the Golden Guitar. So it's going to be absolutely awesome getting to see some wax figurines. And also, you never know who you just might meet when you're inside. So what do you reckon? Go have a look? Let's go. And this guitar is huge. It stands, it's about 12 metres tall, weighs some 200 kilograms out of fiberglass. And it's really a symbol of love that Tamworth has for country music. It's actually a model of the Golden Guitar that they give as an award here. So let's go inside and check it out. No, Linda's going to be happy because inside I've got coffee. So here we are in the Golden Guitar Wax Museum. And a couple of iconic people behind me, Reg Lindsay and Frankie Ifield. And how awesome was Reg Lindsay? Did you know Reg Lindsay was born on July the 7th, 1932. He actually won his first golden guitar back in 1974. And during the course of his career, he actually released something like 88 albums and some 200 odd singles. Whilst Frankie Ifield was born in November 1937. He was born in Coventry, England, and raised on the outskirts of Sydney.
So here is Slim Dusty, the king of country music, who recorded over 100 albums in his time. He got the Golden Guitar Awards 30 times.
30?
30 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. Such an amazing collection of guitars in here. Nelson's guitar, but old Slim Dusty. All the artists have signed this call flew back from 2017. A visit to the Golden Guitar wouldn't be complete without coming and saying hi to Troy Cassar-Daley. And of course, who can forget Smokey Dawson? Smokey Dawson made his first recording back towards the start of the Second World War in 1941, and he went and made a trip over to the US in the 1950s and came back home and actually started his own radio show as well, The Adventures of Smokey Dawson. That show ran for over 8 years. And back in 1988, Smokey Dawson won the Golden Guitar. Who could forget these guys? You know, John Williamson, my favourite, Chad Morgan, Lee Kernaghan. You know, he's been taking Australia by storm in the country music sector since like in the early 1990s. So these guitars here look like they're the latest editions that have been donated. Who'd you say they're by?
Well, this one here, that one's a Troy Cassar-Daley.
Oh wow. Okay.
2017, but this one's Hats Off to Tamworth 2023. This is Adam Harvey and Becky Cole.
So in this part of Tamworth, during the Tamworth Country Music Festival, we were told by the young lady at the museum that this is where they have a lot of buskers come along. You can imagine this place just being absolutely packed with people in January listening to the Country Music Festival. And if you get really hungry, you can have a big chunky burger. Tamworth is not only known for its country music festival, but also its historic buildings as well. So this is such a fantastic playground. The Tamworth regional playground. Just an awesome area for the kids to come and play in. Just wish we had our grandkids down here. Restaurant just beside it as well. Beautiful mountains in the background. One of the attractions they have here in the park is a bird walk, and they encourage children to walk around the park and see if they can spot 10 different varieties of birds, and this is one here, a galah. The statue that you can see behind me is depicting a World War I soldier saying farewell to his whaler horse in the Middle East just before he heads home. Those horses, they were either sold off to other armies or disposed of, but they weren't going to leave them behind there just to become beasts of burden. So just what a great tribute it is to the light horse in the Middle East during World War I. Between 1861 and 1931, approximately 500,000 horses were exported from Australia to the Indian Army, the Boer War and Egypt with the Australian light horses remounts. Of all these horses, only one returned. Bicentennial Park is absolutely massive. We've just kept walking and walking, and now I've come across Pioneers Parade. We're going to go for a walk through and just check out the bus that they have there. Chad Morgan needs no introduction. Reg Lindsay. I haven't heard of this guy. Barry Thornton. Frankie Ifield. So, Smokey, mate, what do you do? Missus starts going into a cheapie shop. He doesn't talk much, but he is a great listener. So Linda and I are just rocking it here with our old mate, John Williamson. Needs a bit of a shave. So Linda and I have just driven down from beautiful Tenterfield, and we've arrived down in Tamworth. But you know, you never know how a trip's going to go, do you? So we're driving down along the New England Highway, big semi-trailer goes past, and up flies a rock. So we've been spending the last hour here in Tamworth trying to see if we can source a windscreen repairer, because we're only here for 2 nights, and then we're back on the road. So here's hoping that we can get this sorted sooner rather than later so it doesn't hold our trip up. You can see from the arrows that it's a fairly lengthy crack in the windscreen, and so after about 2 hours we still aren't any closer to trying to get the windscreen fixed. So just an update on our misadventures with a semi-trailer and a cracked windscreen. We've got a crack running from here all the way down to here. This is where the impact point was, and there's another smaller crack running around there. So we've rung our insurer, we've rung the glass people, and it's going to take us a week. Can you believe it? A week for them to go and get a windscreen in for us in several locations. We can't get one in Ballina, we can't get one in Lismore, we can't get one in Coffs Harbour, we couldn't get one in Tamworth. So we're going to have to travel home to the Sunshine Coast with a cracked windscreen. So what I found out what you can do, we've applied some auto glass patches to it that are supposed to help it stop cracking. And we also heard of a trick of using clear varnish nail polish. Advanced hands and nails strengthener. So we've applied that. I'm just going to apply a bit more this morning before we set off, because we're setting off now down to Dorrigo National Park. And that's supposed to provide a temporary fix. Now they say you can't use something like Gorilla Glue, because Gorilla Glue actually expands when it dries. So that's certainly something that you don't want to have happen, that'll make your problem even worse. So just seeing where that is. I can feel the nail polish on there. Alternatively, when you're travelling, you might want to consider taking an auto glass repair kit as well. Or super glue. Yeah, super glue can work as well. And so we've driven over 1,000 kilometres back to the Sunshine Coast without incident, and we've now got the vehicle having its windscreen replaced by our local O'Briens. And if you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. The place where Linda and I are staying at is right next door to the Country Music Hall of Fame. And so you can guess this morning the first place that we're going to be checking out here in Tamworth. This place is a must-see. If you're a country music fan, you've got to come and see the Country Music Hall of Fame. It showcases the history and the exhibits of country music here in Australia. And let's face it, Tamworth is the country music capital of Australia, isn't it? I've already been told that next year's Country Music Festival has already been sold out.
2025.
You'll find everything inside, from instruments to outfits. So why don't we go inside and check out the Country Music Hall of Fame. The Country Music Hall of Fame is full of so much interesting memorabilia. Doesn't matter whether you're a country music fan or not, it's well worth coming and visiting because there is just so much here to see. There's shows that you can sit and watch, learn some of the history of country music in Australia, right from the 1920s through to present day. And it's also the interesting displays that they have too, with the original outfits, musical instruments that people played. When you're here, you never know. You may just bump into somebody famous. In the early days, the performers used to have to get their own promotional material out, do radio interviews, that type of thing. And here's just a sample of some of their own promotional material. This is just a sample of some of the outfits that some of the country music stars used to wear when they were performing. The one in the middle there is one from Reg Lindsay. What follows is the history of country music in Australia from its foundations in 1788 through to the year 2000. So take a moment and browse through and just see the incredible history and the birth of country music in Australia. An old recording station that I'm sure some of the artists would have recorded at one time or another. So this is actually circa from 1971.
So welcome to the Australian Country Music Hall of Fame in Tamworth. We have already been through, and if you want to immerse yourself in all things country music, the history of country music, people's stories, give yourself maybe a half an hour to an hour depending on how long you want to stop and read things and watch things. But it is so wonderful to see the story of country music unfold, and also look at the various artists. We love sitting down hearing the artists' stories of how they started in their career. It's really interesting and lots of fun. So come and see it, get some souvenirs as you walk out the door, have a chat to the people on the door and find out more about what it's like here in Tamworth. It's worth seeing. Look, mate. Look, mate.
And we're the boys from the bush and we're back in town. So you're planning on a trip to Tamworth and you're wanting somewhere to stay that's central to everything. Then welcome to the Big Four Paradise Tourist Park. So come with me as we go and explore this caravan park that is within such easy walking distance of all the key points of interest in Tamworth, including the Australian Country Music Hall of Fame, which is situated right next door to the caravan park. The park has got such a beautiful pool area, and you can see this morning it's actually that cold that there's all this steam rising up off the pool. And also just beside the pool is a beautiful playground too that the kids can go and really enjoy. And just next door to the pool area is a beautiful camp kitchen, and you can see that there's just so many tables there that you could go and prepare a beautiful meal, sit down and enjoy chatting with new friends that you've just made at the caravan park. So I haven't stayed at a caravan park that's had a recreation hall before, so this is a bit of a novelty. I've come in at night and you can see I've got all my jumpers on because I reckon it's going to get down to 0 here tonight in Tamworth. So, but yeah, the Big Four Paradise looks like a really good park. The rec hall has got so many tables and chairs set out. You could come and have a great evening here, playing cards, playing board games with people. You can see a large screen TV down the back with a lounge area. So you could really come and have a nice chilled out evening in the rec hall. And just, you can see the kitchen area at the back of the hall as well. And it is just so well equipped. Just have a look at this. So how good is this kitchen area? So we're all set. We're going to head downtown to the museum. Linda's in here getting herself all beautiful.
I'm already beautiful.
You're already beautiful. Amazing. The caravan park has been really great to stay at. The sites here are quite large. You'll see that some of the sites actually have double concrete slabs on them, which is really handy to have. The day that we were there was also a number of people heading out, and so you can see the sites are really big. And the park's also situated on the banks of the Peel River as well, it's just a beautiful place to go for a stroll. You can see the cabins that the park's got here. And the other great thing is that the park is just so handy to town. Like I said earlier, it's right next door to the Country Music Museum, and we would just walk downtown and just have a great time exploring. So Linda and I are sitting here with our old mate Smokey Dawson.
Hey, Smokey.
We've just had 24 hours here in Tamworth exploring the place. Let us know what you think. Is Tamworth worth exploring? Did you have a great time?
Yeah, it's fabulous.
We've had an awesome time exploring Tamworth over the last 24 hours. We've seen so many sites. We've packed a lot into it. We're starting to feel a little bit weary now, aren't we? Let us know your thoughts on Tamworth in the comments below. Well, that's it from us at Tamworth, at Australia's country music capital. Stay tuned for our next video, which will be on Waterfall Way. As tomorrow morning we set off early and we head over towards Dorrigo National Park and filming some of the amazing waterfalls along the way. I'm really looking forward to getting in and seeing some of them, seeing Wallamombi Falls and the Great Gorges. So come with us as we can...
Gorgeous.
It'll be gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Come with us as we continue our journey. Thanks so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. Stay safe.